welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Coleen and this is Lochabay Stitches and this is Flosstube number 28. So welcome to anybody who hasn't joined me before. This is a YouTube channel about cross stitch and my other life stuff. Sometimes some woodworking, maybe some art, who knows, a little bit of everything, but mostly about cross stitch and wood carving and framing. But yeah, so happy fall from Texas. We've been having some pretty, what I would consider like fall-like weather for Texas. Although it is supposed to get up to 90 degrees today. Yesterday was a beautiful day. It was like perfect, what I would consider perfect fall weather. Sat outside, let the house air out, stuff like that. So I had hoped that I could tape before the end of September, but Sam had a surgery last Tuesday, and the surgery went really well, but the couple days following the surgery were really, really rough. And then on Friday, we ended up having to take him back into the vet. So luckily, I was really afraid they were just going to say, oh, you know, that's normal, take him back home. But his surgeon was really great about, hey, let's get this guy comfortable. So they gave him all kinds of shots and sent him home. And then every day he's steadily gotten better. So he's kind of rounded that curve. And then next Tuesday, he will go get his stitches out. So just a few more days. And then hopefully he's going to be done with having any medical procedures in the near future. So, but yeah, and otherwise, Jazzy's good. She's sitting behind me right now, taking a nap. She was chewing on my shoes. So she likes to do that. But yeah, but I have a whole bunch of great things to show you today. I have one fully framed cross stitch. It's Halloween. So excited to have this one done. I finished stitching it in 2018. So it's about time. I actually started it though when I was deployed to Iraq. I bought the pattern. So like 2009, 2010. So yeah, it's been a long time coming. So, but a bunch of fall works in progress and a little bit of stash. And then I picked out some things to stitch for, I'm in the Facebook group, the 31 Days of Halloween Stitching. So I'm a little bit behind on that. I do have one finish. Actually a couple cross stitch finishes to show. But yes, I picked out a few things. I'm pretty sure I overbooked Halloween as far as getting things done, but you know, just gotta go with the flow. So yeah, so first I'll just show the little bit of stash that I got. Just a couple needle minders. So the first one I'll show is from Strawberry Lane from Etsy, and it's a little fall needle minder, and it says Fall in Love, and it's a little shaker house. It's so cute. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I have to have that. So I've been using that on my stitching, but I just wanted to show her a card. And I'll put a link below in case anybody's interested. And then I also want to give her a shout out and say thank you. She sent me the puppy dog row. I didn't have this pattern. And so I'm going to start stitching on this as soon as probably October's done. So it's already got some fabric picked out. Got to get the rest of the threads. But yeah, that's going in the rotation for sure. So, and then I think what I'll do is by each of the letters, like where it says J, I'll write like Asman after it, and then where it says S, there's just enough room for AM. So it'll kind of work out perfect. So I'm super excited to get that one in the rotation. But yeah, and then the other needle minder that I got, I forgot to write the name down, but I'll put a link below. It was actually a pin, a pewter pin, but I snipped the back off and I made it into a needle minder. It's a little paw print. Oh, as soon as I saw it, I had to have it. So it kind of went perfect with for the puppy dog row. So as soon as I start that, I'll have a needle minder. So yeah, but that's honestly it. Aside from, I picked up a few threads. I actually still have to go over to the needlework store today and pick up. I ran out of Raven, so for one of my works in progress. So it's a good excuse why it's not finished, right? But yeah. So yeah, so I'll start with some of the things that I have picked out for Halloween. So I'll show some of my works in progress in just a minute. But as far as patterns, I think last time I showed, I had got this, I'd ordered it, Halloween Square Dance 2. And I'm going to stitch these vertically. And I'm not sure, I have Square Dance 1, I forgot to pull it out. But yeah, I think I'm going to stitch them vertically so it's like long and tall. So it'll be tall and skinny, and I'll have a place to hang it when it's done. But yeah, so that's one, and I think I showed this one before, but I'll just show it again. From Crocette Gogo, from Etsy. It's a Halloween sampler, but I think I've decided I'm not going to stitch it all in one because obviously someday for wall space, but start stitching them separately. So I think I'm going to start with the witch's feet and the pumpkins up there, but all of them are really cute. So they'll all get stitched at some point. Probably not this Halloween, but a good start. And then I picked out a bunch of the old just cross stitch. I think this was before they had the Halloween like special issue. So I picked out some of these. This one is from 2011, but out of this issue, I want to stitch the Frank's from Mosey and Me, Frank's Pumpkin Happy Jack. And then I also thought this one was really cute. This is from Casey B Designs. I can't say her last name. Sorry. But that little owl is super cute. So I thought those two patterns were cute. And like I said, I'm showing all these, and I'm pretty sure I've overbooked Halloween. They'll not all get done, but you never know. Miracles happen. But this one, I have always wanted to stitch this pattern and just never gotten around to it. But this is from 𝗦𝗢𝗡𝗏 Smell My Feet. But that one's, oh, sorry, there's the picture. Super cute. Many people have stitched that, and I was like, you know what? Put that in the rotation. And then, oh, sorry. And that was from the 2008, October 2008 issue. And this is the October 2010 issue. And I wanted to stitch this one from Plum Street Samplers. Halloween Greetings. That one's really cute. So those are the ones I picked out just for smalls. Maybe to try and fill in some of my my one a week challenge. Because I'm still behind on that, but once I finish all these works in progress that I showed today, I will actually be caught up through October. So, and so many of them are getting close to being done. But, so, let's start with, I'll start with the finishes. So these were my two cross-stitch finishes. This was from, it's from Blogspot, and she does a lot of free patterns, and I haven't looked recently to see if she has any current patterns, because at one point I thought I had read she was going to shut her blog down. So I had downloaded some of her patterns that I really liked, and I've actually stitched many of her patterns. But she's so generous. I thought she was a great designer for somebody who gives away all their patterns. That probably didn't sound right, but yeah, I always wondered why she didn't like make it a living, because I really liked her patterns. But this was like a autumn squirrel heart, and I'll put a link. Her blog is still up. I did find her blog, and it's 𝗙𝗟𝗢𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗕, but I'll put it below. But yeah, and this was just using a Needle Necessities. It was an old skein, so Threadworks, but it was an old Needle Necessities skein. But yeah, so that to me went really quick. So you never have to change, you know, like your thread out. I threaded 2 needles, and it seemed like it stitched up in a whiz. And then this one was an old Pine Mountain kit. It was a pillow, but I chose to not do the pillow, and because I wanted to frame it, so I just put it on fabric. But it was the Haunted Halloween Alphabet Edge sampler. So, and then I just added extra buttons. So I added the spider was supposed to come on there, but then I added some extra stars and a bat. So I'm super excited to have that one done. So I thought it was really cute. So I already have a frame cut out for that one, and I know how I'm going to frame it, but I just didn't get to it this week. So many things going on. So that I probably should mention though, yes, my job has kind of cut into my stitching and framing time, but I'm so grateful that I have a job now. I will just mention it was really hard. I probably interviewed for at least 20 different jobs, and it would just get so disheartening, because sometimes I feel like I'm sure my age probably had something to do with whether or not an employer decides to hire somebody that's 22 or my age. And it got disheartening after a while, because I thought, is anybody ever going to hire me? Because I feel like I work hard and I do good work, but yay, somebody finally hired me, so they won't be sorry. But yeah, so I've been trying to concentrate on that, and but I'm still getting stuff done, so I'm happy about that. So next, I downloaded a couple patterns from SubRosa Design from Etsy. So when I was last weekend, it was before Sam's surgery, I thought, let me get the fall decorations up. So I decorated the porch and got decorations around the house. You see there's some right there behind me. But in one of my bins from fall, I had found this tin plate, and I probably got it from one of the, probably Factory Direct Craft years ago, probably at least 10 years ago. But it's like a rusted tin, and it says Happy Harvest, and there's like some little stars. And I thought, oh, you know what? I want to like find a cross stitch to go in here, something that's like round. Well, I didn't find something that was exactly round, but I'll show you what I did get. Well, I'll just show it how I did it. So this was a pattern from SubRosa, and it says thankful, grateful, blessed. And if you can see, the pattern is actually just like this motif down the middle. But because I wanted to put it in this round, what I did is I just printed it out twice, and I'm gonna repeat the motif on the top and bottom on the sides. So this is how it's coming out so far. And I'm doing it on, oh, sorry. Let me move that so it doesn't look like. So that's about half done. So I have about the bottom half done. And this is on 46 count over 2. And thanks to Nana from Instagram had sent me a message saying, hey, did you notice that Hobby Lobby has 46 count fabric? And I was like, no. And I didn't even know if I could stitch on 46 count. But with a magnifier, it was just fine. And it looks so pretty. I love how it looks. So I'll probably try and do some more of that. I might even grab some of this and try and dye it. But yeah, so when it's done, I'll kind of just hold it up to show you what the idea is. So it'll kind of be roundish. And then it'll fit like right in the middle of the pattern. So I'll cut a round piece of foam core and probably find something to use like for an edging around the edge. But yeah, so that one's about half done. So that was one thing that I started this week. And then while I was looking through her patterns, you know how this goes. I was looking through her patterns to find something that would fit something round. And then I found this. And I'll just show it. It's called Black Pumpkin, and I'll put a picture right here of what it's supposed to look like when it's done, because it'll actually get finished into a pumpkin shape. And then my idea is I'm gonna carve some like pumpkin stems, so that way I can like kind of like rub them and stain them, so I can make black or green. I can make different colors, but I want to stitch this one twice. But this one's how this one's coming out. So it's just all one color, and I'm using Raven from Gentle Arts, I believe. Yeah, Gentle Arts Raven. And then the bottom of the pumpkin, like if you saw from the picture, I'm going to use this fabric. So this will be the top, and then this will be the bottom. It's like black, and I've kind of picked out a tan. This is Jasmine Almond, and of course it's just continued. So I want to stitch it one more time on this, so I'm going to have to go find a piece. I have to hit eBay, I guess. But yeah, so that was this one. And then I want to stitch it a second time, but change the pattern to like 2 or 3 colors to use like some orange. So I got this really pretty fall plaid color. I really like that. And then I'll just stitch it on. This is 28 count 𝗙𝗟𝗢𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗕𝗘 flags. So I'll try to do it twice. So I don't know if I'll get them both done before the end of the month, but I know I'll get the one color one done. So, but yeah, so those were the other 2 patterns that I got. And then the only other pattern that I picked up from Wanderling Stitches, and I'll put a picture right here, but it's the Hare and Pumpkins. Put it back there. And then her new one came out for November. I think it's Hare and Acorns. And I haven't picked that one up yet because I'm behind on those 2. But they're so cute. I love those patterns. And I have 2 finished that I need to get framed up. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I can't wait to finish stitching those because I really love them. So then for my other Halloween stitching, I showed this a couple times ago, but this was from the Primitive Hare, and it's Spooky Countdown. So I need to get going on this one. My goal is to have this done by Halloween. So I have enough blocks done that we're only like 5 days in, so I can kind of like, but my goal was at least 1 a night. So tonight I have to sit down and whatever I got going, I have to put it to the side and start working on this. Because at the beginning of the year, I only had 4 previous works in progress and 2 UFOs that I said I wanted to get done this year. Guess how many are done? Bing. So yeah, so that one I definitely have to like start concentrating on. So that's definitely one of my Halloween goals. And then I am doing the Barbara Anna, it's Witchy Dreams Stitch Along. So hopefully in this middle spot, part 1 was last month, and then on the 1st, part 2 came out. So I haven't started part 2 yet, but I'm hoping somewhere in here that there's a face. So that's the hope. But this is how far I got. I did show it on Instagram, but that was part 1. And the only thing that I did different was I subbed out and put a few beads in there just for a little visual texture. So, and I'll probably do that again on the other side. There's some like bubbles coming up above the cauldron of the witches. So I'll probably use beads for that too. So yeah, but that's all. Those are always fun stitches. So definitely had to do that one. And then I was on Instagram one day, and that's always a bad, but again from SubRosa Design. So she's gotten a lot of love from me this last couple of weeks. She posted this picture on her Instagram, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I have to go get it. But this is P for pumpkin pie. So I'm almost done with it. The only thing I have left is there's a little bit of border over here on this side and a couple more pumpkins. But you can see, like, I just started that little rat over there. But otherwise, we're almost done. And I did sub out a couple colors just because the day that I bought the pattern, I wanted to start it right away. And I didn't have a couple of the colors, so I think I subbed out the oranges. But other than that, everything else was the same. But yeah, that's P is for pumpkin pie from SubRosa. So super cute. I have an idea how I want to frame that one too. So, and then I started from, this is from the Punch Needle and Primitive magazine, the most recent issue. But it's Autumn Squirrel from 𝗙𝗡𝗡𝗦𝗦. But that's how far I've gotten. And like I said, I kind of got distracted from this one. I started this one first, and then all the other things started catching my attention. So I still have quite a ways to go on this one. This is the pattern, so I still have all the leaves up here, the rest of her head, a pumpkin. There's a lot left to go on this one. Even though it's small, there's still a lot left to do. So we'll see how far I get on that one. But yeah, so I have a whole bunch of stuff, works in progress to work on. And then my other works in progress that I need to catch up on, I'm still behind. I haven't finished September. This is from 𝗙𝗟𝗢𝗦𝗧𝗨𝗕𝗘 from their Time Window series. And I still have some leaves to put right here, and then the rest of the apples in there. So not too much, but still behind. And probably if I just wouldn't have gotten distracted with everything else, this would be done. But I need to catch up on that because October is so cute. Where'd it go? Right here. October is so cute. Such a cute little owl. I can't wait to do this one. So yeah, I have that one started to go. So what I had did this last week was I kind of wrote everything down so that I had an actual, I'm a visual person. Like I like to do checklists. So when I have stuff, when I get up in the morning, everything I want to get done that day, I try to write it down so I can see, like, keep myself on task. Like, let's get this done and move on to this and just knock things out. That's just how I tend to operate. So I decided to make up like a little list of everything that I was, like, my goals for this year. Why I didn't do it before, I don't know. But the things that I already had is like whip in a rotation, like things that were already going. And then my UFOs, I try not to overwhelm myself. I have at least 20 UFOs, but I just picked 2 to concentrate on. These have not gotten much love, so maybe November and December I just have to put aside. I have to finish a couple gifts, but give them some love, or otherwise they're going to carry over to 2022. That's not what I wanted. And then these are some things that I already have pinned out that I wanted to frame. And then this was my goal for 2021 was to try and finish at least 1 cross stitch a week. So far I've finished 29, and then as you can see, like everything in green, and where black starts off is where I'm behind. But these are all of my works in progress that I kind of just showed, and then like the stitch along. So pretty much if I finish all that before the end of October, no pressure, just 3 more weeks, then I will be caught up again. So like I said, there's a few of them that it's just going to be a few more hours of stitching and I can catch back up and then move on to finishing my gifts and stuff like that. But yeah, as far as like stitching, yeah, 29 finishes, and then everything except for 6 things I've framed. So everything that I started and finished in 2021 minus 6 things I actually have framed, so that's good. And then only 4 things out of the closet got framed. And that's not good because there's about 60 more things still waiting. But yeah, so then I just kind of, what I have kitted up so I can kind of see what's on the horizon, and then my other in progress. And those will just kind of probably carry over to 2022. But yeah, I just wanted to give myself like a good visual to see where I was at. So there was good news and bad news there, but yeah. And then I did forget, just to kind of show you this one, last one. This is the Just Crossed Stitch 2009, October 2009. And this is to kind of lead into my frame finish for this week. There was an article in that magazine on Lisa Roswell from the Primitive Needle. So that was just nice to reread that article. And I believe Lisa passed away in 2011. She had so many wonderful designs, but for anybody that's looking, I've always wanted to stitch this one. Someday, if I can ever find that pattern, that Wiches checkerboard, someday. But yeah, just a great article, kind of nostalgic to read. But in that issue, she does have a pattern, and I didn't even realize that this was in there. So I did pull that one out. I'm sure it will not get finished this year, but I think it'd be nice to start it. So yeah, so if anybody's interested, that was the September-October 2009 issue. So it doesn't seem like that long ago already, but it is. So anyways, the reason I left that for last and not with the other pile is today's finish is a Primitive Needle pattern, and it's Wiches Hollow. And I purchased this pattern when I was deployed in 2009. And at the time, I don't even remember who I ordered it from, but I ordered all the floss and the pattern, and I would kind of just stitch on it a little here, a little there, and then it kind of just became a UFO. And then at some point I picked it back up again, but I finished it. I dated it 2018, but I'm super excited to finally have this finished and framed because it's a lot of stitching, and it'll be so fun to just be able to look at it on the wall now. But this is how it came out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it all at one, but that's Wiches Hollow, and I'll do a close-up here too. So on one side, if you can see, there's like little pumpkin heads on top of the fence, and the fence has like little bits of wire. It's kind of hard to see right there. Little bits of wire, so it's just kind of like a rustic fence, but there's like the little pumpkin heads. And then on this side, sorry about that, I'm hitting the fan. On this side, there's a sleepy little owl. Can't even say that word. And then again, somewhere like at the rustic fence. But I thought he came out really cute. And then on top, or up here, this is really hard to see. There's a little bat, and he has a little bit of wire too. And then on top is just a fence, and there's some stars. So I'll take some better pictures of this and put it on Instagram. But the frame, just to show you kind of a close-up. So I did a dual on this one. This one I used the cornflake, like, what do you call it? I think I talked about it a couple times ago, where you like crush up cornflakes while the paint is still wet. So it kind of, when you rub them off, it leaves like these kind of blobs. So it kind of looks worn or rustic. But then after those dried, and when I put the green paint on, I put the glue. So it kind of gets that crackled, but it's a really cool finish. And at first I was going to rub like the edges of the frame, but I decided to leave it. So yes, so I'm super excited to finally have Wiches Hollow up on my wall. So yeah, that was a work in progress of about 13 years at least. So, but it's finally done. So the only thing I need to do, I haven't backed it and put a hanger on. I need to go to the store and find some like Halloweenish kind of paper, or maybe like some kind of like plaid that's Halloween colors. But yeah, again, I'll put some pictures on Instagram, like close-ups of all the different areas. It's kind of hard to see because it's so tall. But yeah, so that's about it that I have this week. So I was just grateful to finally have a little bit of time to get some stuff done. And like I said, at nighttime I still try to get some stitching done. It just depends on how I feel. So not as much as I was getting done before, but like I said, super grateful for my new job. And like I said, dogs are doing good and weather's nice. You really can't complain. So let me know if you are doing any Halloween stitch alongs. I've seen some really cool ones on Instagram. You know, I always like try to join in where I can, but I'm starting to like learn my limits. So the only one that I'm doing is just, like I said, the Barbara Anna stitch along, and I'll put all the links below to everything I talked about today. But yeah, let me know what you're stitching. Are there any like patterns like that, like from like Primitive Needle or other people that you've always wanted to stitch? Sometimes I go down rabbit holes like that. I see people that post on Instagram, and then you did realize, what? How did I miss that? You know, but yeah, so let me know what you're up to, or just say hi and let me know what you're stitching on, whatever. So other than that, I hopefully will, film again next week. Maybe like around the end of the week, same time. I was trying to get back on doing it every Tuesday, but with the job, I just kind of have to do it when I have time. So I really can't promise any like set schedule anymore, but I'm always super happy when I can get on and say hi and show what I got going on in my world. So hopefully this wasn't too boring or anything like that. Otherwise, have a great week and happy stitching. Bye.